Today we're going to make a cinnamon whiskey cake. This cake has been made with Dawn Exceptional vanilla cream cake base. It's got amazing flavors of cinnamon, whiskey, and pecans. Now it's time to mix the cake. First, we'll put in the whole eggs. After that, the mix. We'll mix on first speed for 1 minute. Next, we'll turn the mixer up to medium speed and mix for 3 minutes. After scraping the bowl, it's time to add the rest of the liquid ingredients. The biggest difference for this recipe is we've replaced the water with real Irish whiskey. It's going to give this cake its unique flavor. That goes in the bowl first. After that, in goes the Bakery Essentials oil. We're going to turn the mixer back on. Make sure to turn it back to first speed for 1 minute so you don't make a mess. Next, we're going to scrape the bowl again to make sure to get all those pieces up, and we'll turn the mixer back up for 3 more minutes onto medium. Make sure to get around the bottom of the bowl. There's a little bit that loves to stick there on your mixers. After scraping the bowl, and make sure to get all the little bits and pieces up, we're going to continue to mix on low for 3 more minutes. When the batter's finished mixing, it's time to stir in the pecans. Just drop them in and hit start just until they're combined on first speed. That's it. Now we're ready to pan up the cake. To get the beautiful layers that we showcase in this cake, we're gonna have to pan it in a certain way. I'm using a bundt pan. This gorgeous shape is my favorite, but you can use whatever bundt pan you like. I'm using a 10-inch pan. In order to make this cake unmold beautifully, I'm going to use my Bakery Essentials pan spray. It's my favorite pan spray to make sure that the bundt cake comes out with crisp, sharp edges. So, when spraying, make sure to coat every ridge in that pan. Now it's time to put the batter in. I am going to pipe the batter in layers to create the internal design. First, I'll start by piping in 10 ounces of prepared batter. Make sure to go all the way around the pan. Once that's in, I'm going to sprinkle it with cinnamon. Make sure to put more cinnamon than you think it needs, because if you don't put enough, you won't get that beautiful circular design on the inside. Next, I'm going to pipe in another 10 ounces of batter. Notice how I'm trying to keep the batter in a straight line? That's important because as the cake bakes, it will create that swirl. Another shake of cinnamon. Again, being sure to keep it in a straight, even line. Get all that batter covered. I'm piping in now 12 ounces of prepared batter. Cinnamon again. And finally, the last 12 ounces of batter. You do not need to put cinnamon on it at the end. If that feels like too much work, you can omit as many steps as you like. Each layer of cinnamon will become a swirl. So you could do 1 swirl, or you could do like I am and putting in 3 swirls. If that even feels like too much, go ahead and fold the cinnamon with the cake. It'll still taste just as delicious. You just won't get those beautiful swirls. After we've got it all laid into the pan, it's time to bake the cake. While the cake is baking, we're going to prepare the sprinkle and the soak for when it comes out of the oven. The sprinkle is a simple mix of cinnamon and sugar. First, we'll put in some granulated sugar and then some cinnamon. Mix it up and hold it for the cake. Here's our cake hot out of the oven. You can see I get a beautiful dome on that cream cake. While it's still hot, set our cake board right on top. Don't burn yourself. And we're gonna unmold the cake. Look how gorgeous that cake is. We're going to take that lovely butter and we are going to soak this cake in it. It's gonna give this a wonderful butter flavor that will soak right into it. Notice the way I'm holding the brush sideways. That holds more liquid than holding it up and down. So when we're trying to soak this cake with lots of liquid, it's important how we hold the brush. And if there's any question, if you're putting enough on, you probably aren't. Do more. I brush the soak rather than pour it because it creates an even coat on the cake for the flavoring. As soon as we've got the soak on and before the cake cools, it's time to heavily dust it with cinnamon and sugar. This cinnamon and sugar sticks better to the cake with the butter on it. And that is all the decoration this cake needs. It's ready to serve.